Have you ever stopped to think if the people around you are truly sincere? Sometimes those friendly smiles and kind words might be hiding jealousy or lies. We often feel like we can easily tell who's being real with us, but it's not always that simple. Jealousy and deceit can be cleverly hidden, making those who feel this way the hardest to spot. Picture this. You're celebrating a big achievement at work, surrounded by friends and coworkers who are all congratulating you. But deep down, something feels off. Maybe someone in that group is masking their jealousy with a smile and kind words, but their eyes tell a different story. These small but important signs can help you recognize when jealousy and deception are lurking. In today's video, I'm going to share 12 simple ways to spot jealousy and lies in the people around you. These tips are based on ancient Stoic philosophy, which has been guiding people for thousands of years. Not only will they help you stay calm and in control of your emotions, but they'll also give you tools to spot and handle jealousy and deceit when it shows up. By using these ideas, you'll not only grow stronger, but you'll also become smarter about who you let into your life. These methods will protect you from toxic relationships and help you live a happier, more peaceful life. Before we dive in, just take a quick moment to check if you're subscribed to the channel. We've got a series of upcoming videos packed with tips to help you improve your life. Now, let's jump into it. First, pay attention to their actions. One of the core ideas of Stoic philosophy is simple. Don't trust words, trust actions. What people do is a much clearer reflection of who they are and what they truly want. Words can be twisted, hidden, or even outright lies, but actions, they tell the real story. So, when you're watching others, look for moments where their actions don't match their words. For example, someone might seem supportive and friendly, praising your achievements, but then turn around and criticize you behind your back. It's not what they say, but what they do that shows their true feelings. Think about it. Have you ever felt like someone says one thing and does another? Maybe they promised to help you out, but never actually did. These mixed signals are clear signs of insincerity and are often driven by jealousy. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Stop wasting time arguing about what a good man should be. Just be one." Actions are the clearest proof of someone's true character. Take, for example, a friend who always says they'll be there for you, but vanishes when you're going through tough times. This kind of behavior shows they're not being honest or trustworthy. It's actions like these that reveal who a person really is more than words ever could. Try paying attention to how people act when no one's watching or when they have nothing to gain. You'll often discover their true nature in these moments. This is super important for spotting who's genuinely got your back and who's just covering up with nice words. When we focus on what people do instead of just what they say, we gain a deeper understanding of their character. Plus, it encourages us to take a good look at our own behavior too. Remember, we're defined by our actions, not just our words. Next, pay attention to how people respond to your success. In everyday life, their reactions can tell you a lot. People who are jealous often struggle to hide their envy. Instead of being happy for you, they might try to downplay your achievements with unfounded criticism or fake congratulations while secretly feeling bitter. This behavior not only hurts relationships but also shows a darker side of their character. There's a saying, "The only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday." It's a great reminder to stay focused on your own growth, rather than worrying about how others react to your success. Someone who truly respects and supports you will be genuinely happy to see you grow and succeed. They know that every achievement you make is just another step forward in your personal journey of self-improvement. On the flip side, those who are jealous will see your success as a threat. To them, your progress is a reminder of their own shortcomings or lack of effort. Think about the last time you accomplished something important. How did the people around you react? Did they cheer you on, or did they seem a little off? The way they responded can show you who's genuinely on your side. True friends will celebrate with you, happy to see your hard work paying off. They'll give you positive, uplifting feedback without a hint of negativity. But jealous or deceitful people? They'll try to downplay your success. Maybe they spread rumors, criticize you without reason, or even try to sabotage what you've worked for. Their comments might seem small, but they'll find ways to make your accomplishment seem like a stroke of luck instead of something you earned through effort. So, what should you do when you realize someone close to you is jealous or dishonest? Will you confront them, or will you distance yourself for the sake of your peace of mind? Remember, Stoic philosophy teaches us to let go of things we can't control. Instead of getting tangled up in other people's jealousy or lies, focus on developing yourself and building relationships with people who are truly sincere. A person's honesty can be seen not only in how they react to your success, but also in how they treat those who are less fortunate or have less power. Now let's move on to lesson number 3. Watch how they move and react. Have you ever noticed how someone's body language can tell you a lot about what they're really feeling? It's like a secret code. When you're talking to someone, pay attention to how they stand or sit. Are they leaning in and smiling, or do they seem tense and crossed arms? If they avoid eye contact or shift uncomfortably, it could mean they're not as excited for you as they pretend to be. Imagine sharing some great news, like getting a new job or achieving something you've worked hard for. A true friend will likely celebrate with you, showing open body language, like nodding, smiling, or even high-fiving you. But someone who feels envy might respond differently. They could look away, frown, or even give you a half-hearted, "That's nice." These little clues can help you spot jealousy hiding behind a friendly smile. From a Stoic perspective, understanding body language is important because it helps us see the truth in our relationships. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, like our own reactions and feelings, while recognizing that we can't change how others behave. By observing someone's body language, we become more aware of our surroundings, allowing us to make better choices about who we let into our lives. So, the next time you're chatting with someone, keep your eyes peeled for those nonverbal signals. Are they genuinely happy for you, or is something else brewing beneath the surface? By tuning into these signs, you can protect your peace and choose to surround yourself with people who uplift you. Next, pay attention to how they treat people who can't help them. Stoic philosophy teaches us that respect and kindness should be given to everyone, especially to those who are weaker or hold lower positions in society. A person with a noble heart never looks down on others. When you observe how someone treats people of lower status, you can get a real sense of their sincerity. Truly thoughtful and kind people, whether they have great power or are just ordinary individuals, show respect to everyone. They know that every person has value, no matter their role or status. Whether they're talking to a country's leader or a restaurant worker, they treat both with the same level of respect and care. On the other hand, people who are jealous or dishonest often only show kindness when it benefits them or when someone is watching. They may mistreat or look down on people who can't offer them anything, acting arrogantly or even cruelly. If someone's attitude shifts based on whether a person has power or not, be cautious. Jealous and deceitful people often reveal their true selves when dealing with those who are vulnerable. Think about a colleague at work. If they're super nice and friendly with their boss but rude or dismissive to the janitor or a waiter, it's a sign of something deeper: dishonesty, jealousy, and insecurity. Their respect isn't for people but for power and what they can gain. Watching how others treat people with less influence can also help you reflect on your own actions. How do you treat those who might seem vulnerable or less important? Recognizing and improving your own behavior will help you grow and live according to Stoic principles. Always remember, how people treat those with less power is the most honest reflection of their true character. Are you ready to start noticing and identifying these behaviors in your life? Give it a try and observe the difference. Lesson 5. Know the difference between praise and flattery. Excessive flattery is a red flag for deception and jealousy, yet many of us overlook it. Genuine compliments are always constructive and meant to uplift, but when they go too far, it's time to be cautious. It's important to remember that what really matters isn't what others say about you, but what you believe about yourself. Your self-worth shouldn't depend on others' compliments, especially when those compliments feel exaggerated or insincere. Ask yourself, do these compliments genuinely reflect the effort and achievements you've made? When someone showers you with excessive praise, it's worth questioning their motives. Are they hoping to get something from you? Are they trying to cover up jealousy or manipulate you in some way? Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This applies to compliments too. Receiving praise can feel great, but what if it's coming from a place of dishonesty? Excessive flattery can make you drop your guard and become vulnerable to manipulation. So instead of letting flattery sweep you off your feet, take a step back and assess it with a clear mind. Stay grounded in your own values, and don't let over-the-top praise cloud your judgment. A great example of this can often be seen in the workplace. You might notice that certain co-workers flatter you, but are nowhere to be found when you actually need help. They act all friendly and praise you in front of others, but when you're not around, they criticize or speak badly about you. Learning to spot and deal with excessive flattery can help protect you from people who are fake or jealous, and it encourages you to live in a way that's more true to yourself. Always be mindful of the motives behind compliments and keep affirming your own self-worth. Believe in yourself and use Stoic wisdom to stay true to who you are. Focus on building relationships that are grounded in sincerity and mutual respect. Have you ever been in a situation where someone gave you way too much praise? How did it make you feel, and how did you handle it? Feel free to share your story in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Lesson 6. Examine their support during tough times. When life gets tough, the people who really care about us show their true colors. Think about it. How does your friend act when you're having a rough day or facing challenges? Do they rally around you with encouragement, or do they disappear when you need them most? This is a crucial moment to spot true friends from those who might be hiding jealousy or insincerity. Picture a time when you faced a tough situation, like failing a test or going through a breakup. A genuine friend will be there for you, ready to listen and lend a helping hand. They'll say things like, "I'm here for you," or "Let's figure this out together." Their actions and words create a safe space for you to express your feelings and find comfort. On the flip side, someone who feels envy may react very differently. Instead of offering support, they might brush off your feelings or make you feel worse. You might hear comments like, "Well, maybe you shouldn't have tried so hard," or they may change the subject to something else entirely. This lack of support during tough times can reveal their true feelings about your success. In Stoic philosophy, we learn that adversity can reveal our true friends. Stoics believe that challenges are opportunities to grow and understand ourselves better. When you're going through hard times, those who truly care will help you rise up instead of pulling you down. They see your struggles not as a competition, but as a shared human experience. So, when you're facing difficulties, take note of who stands by your side, who takes the time to listen and help. By examining their support in these moments, you can better understand who genuinely wants the best for you. Surround yourself with those who lift you up and encourage your growth, for they are the ones worth having in your life. All right, let's move on to the next lesson. But before we do, I noticed you haven't hit that like button yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube show our videos to more people and keeps our content coming your way. So go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It's free, and it means a lot. Thanks, and let's keep going. Lesson 7. Pay attention to consistency. When trying to understand someone's true character, take note of how consistent they are. Do their actions line up with their words? It's easy to say things, but much harder to follow through. Stoic philosophy teaches us to watch whether a person's behavior matches what they claim to believe or say over time. This is a powerful way to spot those who are jealous or insincere. As you evaluate someone, notice how they handle different situations. Do they stick to their principles and values, or do they change their attitude and behavior to suit their own needs or goals? A jealous and deceitful person often struggles to keep up a consistent front. They might seem friendly and sincere when they need something from you, but once you're no longer useful, their attitude turns cold and harsh. For example, someone might shower you with compliments in public but secretly criticize your success when you're not around. You may notice small, odd behaviors when they praise you, things that just don't feel right. And this doesn't happen just once. It keeps happening. When you spot something that seems off, don't be quick to judge. Instead, keep observing their actions over time. Are these just random moments, or are they part of a pattern? The key is to see whether their actions match their words consistently. If they act one way when you're present but completely different when you're not, that's a red flag for jealousy and dishonesty. Another way to check consistency is by watching how they treat others. A genuinely sincere person treats everyone with the same level of respect, regardless of personal gain. They won't flatter one person and ignore another just to get ahead. Consistency in how someone behaves is a strong indicator of their honesty and reliability. So ask yourself, do you know anyone who acts inconsistently? Do the people around you stick to their values and principles in every situation? If the answer is no, be cautious. These individuals might be hiding jealousy or even lying about their true feelings. Number 8, notice how they handle criticism. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "If someone can prove me wrong, I'll gladly change my opinion. I seek the truth which never harms anyone. It's the person who continues in their ignorance that suffers." This quote highlights how truly wise and sincere people welcome constructive criticism. For them, criticism isn't an attack, it's a chance to learn and grow. On the other hand, people who are jealous or deceitful often react poorly when they're criticized. They might lash out, try to shift the blame, or even discredit the person offering feedback. This behavior usually comes from a place of insecurity and a fear of being exposed. They don't want to admit they have flaws, so they defend themselves aggressively instead. Have you ever noticed someone getting defensive or angry when they're called out or given feedback? That could be a sign they're hiding their insecurities and lack self-confidence. For instance, a good leader listens to feedback from their team, knowing that it helps them improve and creates a better environment for everyone. In contrast, a leader who is insincere and envious may completely overlook or even punish employees who dare to criticize them. This kind of behavior creates a tense and fearful atmosphere, making it hard for people to speak up. Now, think back to the last time someone criticized you. How did you respond? Did you listen and think about their words, or did you quickly try to defend yourself and argue against what they said? Your response can tell you a lot about yourself and those around you. Now, before we jump into Lesson 7, let me ask you this. Do you know someone who always seems to judge and compare others? If so, it might be time to think about whether that relationship is healthy for you. Let's explore why in lesson number 7. Number 9. Pay close attention to unintentional comparisons. Every day we come across situations where people make unconscious comparisons. These aren't just innocent comments. They can actually reveal hidden jealousy and deceit. According to Stoicism, being aware of these comparisons is a great way to spot those who might not have good intentions. When someone unintentionally compares you to others, they might be showing more about their own insecurities than about you. For example, if a coworker keeps bringing up how your success stacks up against someone else's, it could mean they're feeling threatened by how well you're doing. People who constantly compare you to others might be trying to make you feel less valuable or unworthy, which is often a way to cover up their own feelings of inadequacy. By putting you down, they create an illusion that they are somehow superior. Imagine this. You just hit a big milestone at work, and instead of celebrating with you, a coworker says, "That's nice, but I still think John is better." That's not just a casual comment, it's a hint of jealousy. Your colleague might be feeling envious of your success and trying to make it seem less important. By noticing these kinds of comparisons, you can figure out who really has your back. True friends don't need to compare you to anyone else to show they care. They appreciate you just for being you. So, think about it. Who in your life tends to make those annoying comparisons? Are they really someone you can trust? When you hear comments that put you down or make you feel less than, how does that make you feel? Stoic philosophy suggests we treat these comments as things outside our control, like weather on a rainy day. This mindset helps us protect our inner calm. Do you agree with this way of thinking? If so, give this video a thumbs up. If not, drop a comment with a 0 so we can chat about it and see what's really going on. Now, on to lesson number 10. Notice how they react to personal failures. Stoicism teaches us that failure isn't just a bump in the road, it's a chance to learn and grow. How someone handles failure says a lot about their character. Strong, honest people face their mistakes with grace and a desire to improve. They know that failing is part of life and a stepping stone to becoming better. Instead of blaming others or hiding their mistakes, they own up to them and look for ways to do better next time. These are the individuals you can trust and admire. On the flip side, people who are jealous or dishonest react to failure in a very different way. Instead of learning from their mistakes, they often look for excuses. They might blame their bad luck or other people instead of taking responsibility. To protect their egos, they could spread rumors or make up stories. Have you ever met someone who always points fingers at others when things go wrong? If you have, it might be a sign that they're hiding something. To spot this kind of behavior, pay attention to how they deal with failure. Do they own up to their mistakes and try to learn from them? Or do they dodge responsibility and blame everyone else? Honest people don't hesitate to admit when they're wrong and work hard to do better next time. In contrast, deceitful folks focus on protecting their image and avoiding the truth. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "A person's true nature is revealed during tough times." This really captures the essence of Stoic thought. It reminds us that how someone responds to failure can tell us a lot about who they are. So, take a moment to watch how the people around you react when they stumble. Don't just take their words at face value. Observe their actions too. Have you ever experienced something like this? If so, please give this video a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. Now, let's dive into lesson number 11. Check how they share personal information. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." How someone shares their thoughts and feelings not only shows what's on their mind, but also reveals their true character, whether they're genuine or deceitful. When people talk about their personal experiences, it can give you a peek into their hearts. So, pay close attention to the way they express themselves. Are they open and honest? Or do they seem to twist the truth? Stoic philosophy encourages us to pay attention to how someone talks about their successes and failures. A genuine person will share their achievements with humility, focusing on what they learned along the way. On the other hand, a deceitful person often exaggerates their successes or even makes up stories just to impress others or manipulate how they see them. So, think about this. Does this person seem overly proud of what they've done? Do they get into unnecessary details to make themselves look good? It's important to evaluate how they handle their failures too. An honest person will openly admit their mistakes and explain what they've learned from them. But someone who isn't genuine might shy away from discussing their failures altogether. If they do bring it up, they might blame others or say it was because of bad luck instead of taking responsibility for their actions. This is a clear sign that they might not be sincere and could be struggling with their own issues. Jealous individuals often misuse personal information about others, sharing secrets that were meant to be kept safe. They might twist the truth or exaggerate stories to make someone else look bad. When someone spreads negative or false information, they're usually trying to control how others see someone and create confusion, which often reflects their own weaknesses and insecurities. In your daily conversations, listen for these signs. Does this person frequently gossip about others? Do they often compare themselves to others just to make themselves seem better? These behaviors aren't just petty. They can show jealousy and deeper issues within their character. As we get better at spotting these red flags, it will be easier for us to protect ourselves from negative influences. If something someone says makes you pause and think, don't be afraid to ask questions. It's a good way to dig deeper and understand their true intentions. This brings us to our final lesson. Listen to your inner voice. Have you ever had a colleague who seems really friendly and always wants to help, but you still feel a bit uneasy around them? If you answered yes, it's time to pause and pay attention to that feeling. Your instincts might be trying to tell you something about that person, like they could be dishonest or jealous. Think back to moments when you felt suspicious about someone, even if you couldn't explain why. That feeling is your sixth sense in action. It's really important because it can protect you from potential harm. When something feels off, take a moment to think about why. Does this person seem to compete with you? Do they give you compliments that don't feel quite right? These little signs can often point to jealousy or deceit. One helpful question to ask yourself is, why do I feel uncomfortable around this person? If you notice their words and actions don't match up, that could be a signal from your instincts. Imagine a coworker who is always kind and caring, yet you still feel a bit uneasy. Pay attention to the small things you might have missed before. Do they frequently compare themselves to you? Do they make little comments about others' mistakes, even if they aren't directly attacking you? If you sense a kind of rivalry, it's likely your instincts are picking up on jealousy. Never underestimate the power of your inner voice. It's a great tool for figuring out who is truly genuine and who might just be pretending. Trust your feelings. They can guide you to make better choices about the people you allow in your life. But while your inner voice is super important, don't forget about that little voice of reason inside your head. It's all about balancing both of them to make good choices. Deciding whether someone is jealous or dishonest can be tricky, but it's a vital skill that helps protect your true values in life. As we wrap up our discussion, let's take a moment to reflect on something important. People who harbor jealousy or deceit can be found everywhere, sometimes in the closest friendships, and other times in those casual interactions we have every day. It can be surprising, right? Someone who appears to be a good friend on the surface might actually be grappling with their own insecurities and internal conflicts. Think about it. Have you ever had a friend who seemed supportive, but when it came down to it, they just didn't have your back? It can be disheartening, especially when you realize that their behavior might be rooted in envy, rather than genuine support. Stoic philosophy, with its teachings of calmness and wisdom, offers us a guiding light in these situations. It encourages us to remain grounded and clear-headed, even when faced with negativity around us. By embracing these Stoic principles, we empower ourselves to recognize and avoid those toxic influences in our lives. Remember, life is too precious to waste on people who don't truly uplift you. You deserve friendships that are filled with support, laughter, and genuine care. So as you go about your day, keep those tips we discussed in mind. They're not just tools, they're your armor against negativity. Imagine walking into a room filled with positivity and warmth, where everyone around you celebrates your victories and supports you through challenges. That's the kind of life you're aiming for, one that's rich in happiness, peace, and uplifting relationships. And here's the thing. You have the power to create that reality for yourself. It starts with being mindful of who you allow into your inner circle. Trust your instincts, observe their actions, and remember the stories they tell during tough times. I encourage you to take action. Try applying at least one of the strategies we talked about today. Let me know how it goes. I did it. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a conversation. Your experiences matter, and I'm here to listen. Thank you for joining me today. Together, let's journey towards a life filled with positivity and meaningful connections. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more insightful content. Let's keep growing together.